What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here, and today we're covering yet another apparent Destiny 2 leak. Now this one comes fresh off the heels of earlier in the week's Destiny 2 leak. That one was the big one, revealing apparently the poster for Destiny 2, and that was confirmed by Kotaku, which has been absolutely on point with Destiny 2 leaks. They've always got it right, and Deej himself actually alluded to that leak, not even denying it, but just saying, literally saying, we'll have to wait until the next milestone. So basically all but confirming it. So that last leak of the poster looks very legit, and that's why it's making all of the rest of these kind of little things seem a lot more legit as well. So let's discuss this. But before we do, guys, if you enjoy this content and enjoy being kept up to date with the latest Destiny news, please remember to support the video by liking, commenting, and especially sharing. It's a simple thing to do, but it really does help me out, and I very much appreciate those of you who do it. Now, on to the news. This leak is apparently coming from a German games website. And this is really an interesting leak because it just details some general specs of the game, has a broad strokes kind of description of what Destiny 2 is going to be like, and by all accounts and appearances just looks like something someone accidentally put up, or perhaps this German website just got the information a little too early. Who knows what happened? In any event, I'll try to link that website in the description down below. It may get taken down pretty soon, but luckily I've got the screenshot and you guys will be seeing that. Now I do want to quickly say shout out to Mesa Sean. I'm pretty sure he's the first one who actually did cover this. I was DM'd this by a random person, but then I saw his video in my feed, so I just want to make sure he gets the credit for kind of cracking this story. Now, let's take a look at this apparent leak. And by the way, it's going to be in English, not German, via Google Translate. So, we've got some pretty broad strokes information first off. Availability and delivery, not available just yet. However, this is where things get interesting. Appears on 30th of September 2017. Platform PC, playing format as downloaded, tags first-person shooter. That makes total sense. Languages multilingual. Alright, so what stands out there? Well, firstly, 30th of September. That's really weird. And why is that really weird? Well, according to the poster, it comes out September 8th. So we've got a conflict right here. Is it coming out the 8th? Or is it coming out on the 30th? Well, we don't know right now. We don't know which one of these sources is correct. However, I would definitely lean more to the September 8th date being more official, especially if that trailer is legit. You know, the 8th seems pretty set in stone. However, there could be a couple of things going on here. Perhaps because this is a German website, this is the German release date. We've had, on occasions, certain countries get much later release dates. It depends on the game. I think for Australia, Fallout 3 had a much later release date due to some censorship issues. I doubt that's happening here, but it is possible. Also, if we're talking about the platform of the PC, perhaps the console games come out first and then the PC version comes out at a later date. That's possible as well. And by the way, something else huge to take notice of is, yup, platform PC. So this is yet another thing semi-confirming, if it's real of course, that Destiny 2 is coming to the PC. This fact was leaked way back when on NeoGAF. I think it was backed up by Kotaku. In fact, it was backed up by Kotaku. So the fact that Destiny 2 is coming to the PC has been a rumor for a very long time. However, it is a pretty legitimate rumor. It's all but confirmed at this point. And it does make sense that Bungie and Activision would push this forward onto the PC, just diversify the amount of platforms it's available on. Now, you may be thinking, why does it just say PC? Why doesn't it say PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox? Well, this website is kind of dedicated to PC games. In fact, I went over to Mass Effect Andromeda, something that we all know is out on both of the consoles and on PC, and as you can see here, it says just PC as well. So that's kind of that question reined in. Now, one other very interesting thing, and I'm actually inserting this audio because this came to my attention while I was editing, is that the German branch, the Germans just leaking everything right now apparently, but the German branch of GameStop is apparently taking pre-orders on their website for the PC version of Destiny. You can't officially get to actually that part of the site, but you can find it via the cache. So people have actually looked into this and found that part of the website where they're getting ready to take pre-orders. So that is another huge piece of evidence for the fact that Destiny 2 is going to release on the PC. Alright, now let's move on to the description because there's definitely some interesting stuff in there as well. It reads, quote, Destiny 2 is the sequel to the Destiny online game. Developed by Halo maker Bungie, it is a science fiction game with PvP and PvE elements. Destiny 2 will be larger and more comprehensive than Part 1 and is designed to provide a seamless open world with accessible cities. It is still unclear whether the story is counted or whether Destiny 2 as a reboot narrative again starts at the beginning in order to catch up the missed possibilities of the predecessor. Destiny 2's own player characters can be imported into Destiny 2. Now the wording there does sound a little weird for certain parts of it. That's simply because it's German translated via Google Translator again into English. So that's why the translation, it's a little bit rough. But the important parts are, firstly, a seamless open world game with accessible cities. That is pretty huge. This perfectly connects with that same leak I was talking about earlier where the PC aspect of Destiny 2 was leaked. In that same Kotaku leak, they talked about that they're really trying to advance the whole idea of patrol mode, that Destiny 2 is going to try to have this open world aspects, and there's going to be towns with people that have quests and they are interactable, and it's not just a bunch of guys running around and then some vendors. They've kind of built on the MMO aspects of the game in Destiny 2. That is exactly what that previous leak said, and this one is backing it up pretty much entirely. So the continuity does definitely look good and add to its legitimacy. And moving on from there, the last thing this leak does contain is the apparent Destiny 2 minimum requirements for the PC. We have Windows 7 64, a bunch of other stuff, not going to read off all of it, but you can see for yourself 40 gigabytes of actual memory is going to be taken up by Destiny 2. That's pretty fair, but what really surprises me is because I actually did, go to Mass Effect Andromeda, as we mentioned earlier, to check something else, and I was curious. I was like, well, what are the minimum requirements for Mass Effect Andromeda? Turns out, when we compare them side by side with Destiny on top, Mass Effect on the bottom, Mass Effect requires a whole bunch more. It requires more in every aspect. CPU, GPU, HDD, double the RAM. So holy crap, what is going on here? Maybe Destiny 2 is just not that big of a deal when your PC runs it. Perhaps Bungie is just trying to make Destiny 2 as accessible as possible to the widest audience possible. In fact, that was a talking point by the Activision CEO during a recent conference call. They did say, we want to make Destiny 2 as acquirable and as accessible to pretty much everyone, and so having pretty low minimum requirements, letting a lot of people, no matter your PC almost, be able to get in on Destiny 2, that would align with that major goal that Activision did talk about. So that's pretty interesting as well. In any event, guys, that is it for all of the information from this leak. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this informative. I do want to quickly mention that none of this is necessarily confirmed, so take everything with a grain of salt. Now again guys, if you enjoyed this video, found it informative, please remember to support the video by liking and especially sharing. If you want to see more Destiny and Destiny 2 content, be sure to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.